Hey, Deb Pervin here with another Tuesday Tweak. And as I promised last week, today we're going to talk about your stress test revisited. We're going to finish that conversation we were having. So we started off talking about recession. Is that going to happen? Inflation, is that going to slow down? And obviously, we're dealing with a lot of uncertainty and we are all stressed. But let's talk about how to stress your financials. Remember this guy, the one on the left making it complicated, the one on the right focusing on their customer. I hope that you've talked to your customers about what they're seeing in the future. No doubt they're as confused as you, but at least they can tell you things are looking the way, they're okay. We're going forward. We haven't made any decisions to change anything. Or it's not looking good and I'm not sure what we're going to do, but keep in touch. So you found some red flags, and we're going to deal with those next. What do? We make a plan, and we play with our numbers. We're going to see what our financials tell us about a drop. What happens if we drop 20%? So you remember this client from last week. Well, we're going to take down their financials. We're going to take down their revenue by 20%. Here's the budget from 22, $1.8 million, resulting in an operating profit of $325,000. They are in a discretionary consumer goods, and with inflation and so much other demands for dollars, discretionary good purchases may not be made. So let's assume that 20% of them do not buy. That drops our revenues from $1.8 million to $1.440 million. Pretty significant. We're going to leave our gross margin the same. Okay, remember, cost of goods is variable. So as our revenue drops, so does our cost of goods. We're going to leave the percentage the same. So we're going to assume that the percentage stays the same and there's a direct correlation between the revenue and the cost of the product. It may not be true. Labor is hard to drop by 20%, but that's the assumption we're going to make. And then we're going to look at our results and our fixed costs. We left at the 625 and we have a tiny little margin. We're still profit. We would still stay in business if revenues drop 20%. But that's probably not the wisest decision. So we're going to have to think about what to do. First suggestion, your reduction in force. That person, you know who they are, that hasn't been towing the line. That one gets riffed. Just let her go. Tell her there's a better place for you. That one, you probably already know who that is. Now the second one, that one's going to be tougher. Let's say the first one is $50,000 salary. That adds $50,000 to that bottom line. That's significant. Now we're up above the 3%, maybe into the 5 or 6%. But we want a little more leeway, so we decide we need to riff someone else. This one's harder. Maybe it's a salesperson. You've got 3 salespeople, and 2 are rock stars, and 1's not quite there. That one goes. It's harder as you go deeper into the team, but the team recognizes that your goal is to keep the company alive and keep it running, and the other 8 people that you hire stay employed, and you're going to have to let someone go. The last piece I call manage your budget. And this is really looking at, 1, if there are discretionary spending that you can cut out. 2, what about your accounts payable? Can you drag those out a little bit? Give yourself a little more room? How about your accounts receivable? Can you start collecting those? A lot of times, as things get tough, you can ask your clients, hey, listen, let's drag them out a little bit and you can pay me every other week. So cut it into smaller payments so that the money keeps coming in, but maybe a little less than you expected. There are all kinds of places that you might find you're able to cut. Now, you can't cut yourself back into the black if it's a big significant drop, but it's definitely going to help make those little changes to keep you above water. I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions or work with you on your financials. Look at these kinds of 20 and 30% drops. What would happen? And hopefully we don't get through that. We don't get there. We go, it's a little bump, and we continue to prosper. This is Deb Pervin with Business Owners MBA, and that's our Tuesday tweak for this week. I'll see you next